Hello, my name is Game Hunter, and I will be guiding you through my successful run of the Hell Arena Pwnage medal, or Pwnage, depending on how you pronounce it. This is just me going through the various screens. If you want to actually take a look at what I have, feel free to pause it earlier in the run. The Hell Arena Pwnage medal, Pwnage, is to complete a Nightmare Hell Arena run, clearing all 3 waves, without taking a single point of damage. Now this is extremely difficult. Even completing Hell Arena on Nightmare is quite difficult, and as you can see, I've narrowly avoided taking damage there. That's partly thanks to Hell Runner, because I decided to do this challenge on Max Carnage. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Angel of Max Carnage challenge, this maxes out accuracy and damage for both the player and all of the enemies. This means that you're very likely to get hit, but you're also very likely to hit everything. And in the case of a chain gun, which has 1d6 damage, that's always going to be 6 damage. It's a very effective tool in killing. In fact, demons and cacodemons go down in 2 complete rounds. Not to mention the combat shotgun, which I'll be using later, is quite powerful as well, since it's going to be dealing kind of max damage with the distance modifier affecting it, of course. But that's not a huge amount, so you're easily dealing 10 damage even from a far distance. So yeah, Max Carnage means you could get hit a lot. However, the dodging factor is completely independent of accuracy, meaning it's dealt with independent, and because of that you can actually sidestep things, and if you have a couple points in Hell Runner you can almost start reliably dodging enemy fire. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately I wasn't able to record the audio, so you get to hear some music and my commentary for this run. There's a number of techniques that go into this. The one that you've been seeing right now is basically dodging. Dodging and radar shooting. Right there, a few seconds back, I actually used what's called corpse stacking. This is kind of an advanced technique that you only need to bother with on Nightmare. This is me actually luring a demon, attempting to lure a demon anyway. As you can see, the cacodemon rose up, and I wasn't able to complete it, but the objective here is that when I get to the Barrens, I don't want to have to deal with a lot of enemies roaming around and respawning all the time. So what I need to do is kill all the cacodemons. They all converge to the center, so I just kind of run out the clock and let them get there on each wave. There's me narrowly avoiding another shot, thank goodness. I think those are the only 2 I actually have to worry about in the entire run, because I'm just very careful about avoiding as much enemy fire as possible. And right now I'm just trying to clean up the middle. It takes a very long time. I realize that I'm using a lot of ammo with the chain gun, so I switched to the combat shotgun. I think I have probably around 300 shells for that. Hopefully that's more than enough I need. Before this run I was very careful about collecting a lot of ammunition. Probably anywhere from 10 to 15 stacks of the bullets and, 6 to 8 stacks of shotgun shells. You can do that in Nightmare because if you have captains and sergeants, you just let them respawn and pick up stuff as you go. On the second floor, you're not going to find anything more difficult than a demon or a captain, depending on your point of view. So it's pretty easy to farm for ammunition. It takes a long time to reliably kill all the enemies here. Fortunately, as it turns out, I actually stacked some corpses without even needing to try rather. Because the enemies, as I attack them, they just move towards me, gravitate towards the player, and if I'm lucky, they end up on the same tile. If I'm not, then they don't, but eventually I'll hit an empty point where I don't have any enemies coming after me. At that point I can start luring that demon over to the left. Now, the new AI for Melee means that they have a smaller vision than the player. It's like 1 or 2 tiles. And so I can avoid them for the most part until I actually need to use them, at which point I shoot them once, I lure them over toward whatever corpse I need them to get to, hopefully a cacodemon one, if I can remember it. And at that point, I just shoot them dead in that tile. Since you can't have more than 1 corpse in a single tile, the corpse underneath the one that I just killed is effectively deleted. So I just got rid of 1 corpse, and that's 1 less respawn to worry about. It's quite useful here. I basically spend, I think, the next 2 minutes essentially meticulously killing the respawns as they come. There's only 1 more demon to deal with, maybe 2. I think it's just the 1. But in the meantime, I just keep trying to kill everything in the middle as it respawns. If I'm lucky, I get to stack a corpse. Now right here, I end up killing it on top of the chain gun. And that causes some, I don't know, doubts in me. So I do some weird stuff with that, like dropping this, see if that gets rid of the corpse. It doesn't, obviously. I should know that much. Eventually I move the chain gun out of the way because it's just kind of a burden whenever I'm in that field of vision to remember whether or not there's actually a corpse there. So at this point I'm down to 4, as well as the demon on the right, which you haven't seen yet. Looks like I just got rid of another one, so I'm down to 3. And we know at least that one that didn't respawn is a cacodemon. The other 2 actually turn out to be demons, which is quite convenient. So I'm left with 1 cacodemon and 3 demons. Ideally, I just want to have a bunch of demons because those are pretty easy to mop up. Because I don't have to worry about projectiles, basically. So that's essentially how the rest of this run goes. I stack another corpse, so you can see. I tried to kite that guy around, lure him, whatever you want to call it. It's not really working out too well. I know the one under the chain gun is a cacodemon, so I gotta worry about him. Just get rid of that, move it somewhere else. And at this point, I finally bring out the other demon. So the other 2 have respawned. And mind you, there's the first wave starts with, I believe, 4 cacodemons, and the second wave starts with 5. So I have gotten rid of 9 cacodemon corpses, and as well as a few demons. At this point, this is where the Barons came out. So I just kind of waste some turns. I don't hear any on the left side, so I know they're all on the right, which is quite lucky on my part. Baron showing up and splashing me right there could have ruined this entire run. So from here, I just, after I'd waited for the Barons to come out, knowing the demons are probably still around the middle, just use combat shotgun to kill them off screen, basically. If they got within vision, I would hide past the pillar just below me and bring out the chain gun, wait for them to approach. I don't think it would take more than 3, maybe 4, for a full Baron to kill. Here I level up, doesn't really matter what I take, I just pick up Helm Runner anyway. Okay, and that was it. Pretty anticlimactic, but if you watch carefully, there's a lot of very careful strategy going into this run. I was lucky with the pillar format, actually. Ideally, you want to be shooting in the 3 center tiles of the map here, because that's where the enemies gravitate to. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I plan to be doing some more videos in the future, so wait for those.